Man, bringing change. That's what a group of runners are hoping to do when they run from Johannesburg to Cape Town. You heard right. Johannesburg to Cape Town next month. They will be raising funds to previously disadvantaged youths. This through a scholarship program for the Make a Difference Leadership Foundation. So let's find out how the runners are planning to achieve this incredible feat. But joining me in studio, I'm now joined by two runners from the Fat Cats Club, Karien van Schoor and Pat Simelane joined me this morning. Thank you both for coming. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is so exciting. The viewers don't know you were giving me some tips because I was just like, I need motivation to run from my bedroom to the kitchen. And here you are running from Johannesburg to Cape Town. But I understand it's in relay and over a course of 8 days. So perhaps, Pat, if I can start with you to take me through how, the program of the next couple of days in October, when you do start running, will look like.
All right. What's going to happen is that we'll start on Friday. So we run in shifts.
Okay.
So we are grouped in a group of 6 runners. So, and there's 2 separate groups. That means it's 12, 6 in each group. So we'll then start a relay. It will depend with, the team, how it feels. We can run in groups of 2 or 3, but then, you run your, depending on, because we will, I myself will probably run 21 kilometers each day for the next 8 days until we get to Cape Town. Some will run even more. The reason why I'll probably be doing 21 is because I want to not really race when I get to Cape Town Marathon, but be able to at least get a good time.
Right.
So we will then, change as we go along. And on our way, we will, get time to rest.
Right.
And then when your next shift come, do your bed. So it's a relay that of, 8 groups.
Yeah.
And then we will then get to Cape Town in about 8 days.
And Karien, what does it take to prepare for such, a trip or a feat, if I could call it that? Because, as Pat mentioned, it takes group work. It takes a lot of, discipline, commitment, also planning. You will race, but also stamina. For you, what amount of planning does it take for you personally?
You have to run.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you're fit enough. I actually had an injury in the beginning of the year and I had to go for rehab a lot. And everyone is looking after themselves, making sure we're staying healthy. Because running is actually the small part of it. There's the whole logistics behind it. You're driving, you're not sleeping much, you're making food. There's an amazing team behind us. There's a logistics team that helps us, that feeds us.
Yeah.
They do everything for us, basically. But yes, you must just make sure that you can run at least about, like Pat said, at least about 20 kilometers per day. Everyone, we get pledges. So for different people, we're going to run different distances. So within our team, our Fat Cat team, we've decided we're going to run a specific amount of kilometers. And we get pledges that obviously then goes to the Make a Difference Leadership Foundation.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to get into why you're doing this, which is so important but equally exciting. Pat, perhaps if I can start with you. And I think Karien kind of hinted about the pledges, but why is this important for you to run? Why are you doing this?
When Karien and Cindy, who's our other Met cat, that mentioned that there is a challenge for runners to run from Cape Town, from Joburg to Cape Town, I actually, took it and thought it's going to be fun. And when now they brought the element that it's a fundraiser, we're raising funds for a group of young kids. Who are from a poor background. I won't say poor, but a disadvantaged background. So the amount that we raise as we run will go to the scholarship. Right. And that's what then, made it even more exciting that we will make a difference raising the funds for our future leaders, because that's what these young leaders do. They will then, get that funding from us or from the group of us, which will get them through school as well as university. So that motivated me to actually, even do more. Yeah. And that's why I then joined Cindy and Karien in this challenge.
That is so amazing, investing in young people's future through education. And when Pat mentions that you'll be, raising funds to take these previously disadvantaged group of young people through school, we're talking from grade 8 right through to matric, right through to higher learning, right? What's the support in the pledges been like so far, Karien, in terms of supporting this fundraising?
For our one at the moment, we're about a quarter of the way. So we would really like to raise 2 million rand for the foundation this year. And like we say, like Pat is saying, it's not just a charity, it is an investment in these kids' future.
Yeah.
And I had the privilege of meeting some of them in the beginning of the year. And when you hear the stories of these students, and it's a holistic support. It's not only paying for their school fees, it's paying for everything that they need, from accommodation, the moral support that they need, psychology. If they would like to go on a school trip overseas, it gets covered. So they look after the whole person. And we met a girl that's just become a doctor.
Oh.
And just to hear her story, and she was saying it's like meeting the tooth fairy, meeting the people that's raising money for her. And she got us all into tears, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you know why you're doing it,
Absolutely.
why you're going to put that one foot in front of the other.
So we want to be a part of it. I'm not sure about running that. I'm not sure if I'm the best person to help you run. But I mean, for all South Africans who want to be there in spirit, while you're, of course, taking on the physical aspect of it, which is running, but want to lay a hand, show of support financially through pledges, what do they do? How do they get in touch with you, Pat?
For now, they can also go through our Made to Run website.
Yeah.
It's www.madetorun.co.za. So they are able to follow us. We're also on Instagram pages, and we also on Facebook. So they can just go in and then be able to find out more about each group. Personally, with the guys that I'm running with, the Fat Cat team, they will actually be pledging and giving us support, and we'll be able to then try and raise the funds as Karien has mentioned.
I mean, 2 million is the target, but it would be so amazing to actually even break beyond that target and take more young people to school. That would be amazing. But I wonder, is this like a once-off kind of feat, Karien? Could we expect more of such initiatives in the future from Made to Run, from runners as well coming together to raise funds for such a good cause?
This is actually the 10th year.
Wow.
So it was started by husband and wife, the rafts, and they did it with their friends. And 10 years later, it's an amazing.
It's been growing feat.
Yes, and so it's the 10th one. So we are lucky to be part of the 10th group. And yes, definitely, it's going to hopefully carry on forever.
Absolutely. Before I let you go then, I mean, let's talk about how important, I suppose, is it to rally together and show patriotism through initiatives like this, because you're doing this for young South Africans. Surely you resonate with where there lie gaps in terms of supporting young South Africans as true South Africans who are patriotic. How important, Pat, is it to rally together behind such initiatives to ensure that we invest in our future?
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
As Karien said, that the support from the team itself, as well as our friends, our peers, it gets us going. So it is quite a big initiative. With now 3 weeks to go, we can't really wait to start the journey and get across South Africa for the South Africans.
Oh man! And for you, Karien?
The running club that we are a part of also do a lot in the community. They have got a CSI, a community outreach part, and I'm also a part of that. And just to be there, and we raise funds for school clothes and everything, and just to be a part of that, and every time see how the kids appreciate, and then this is just a bigger follow up on that. So yeah, I'm a teacher, so I've always been passionate about education.
Oh man, and I think you're a true testament that initiatives like these not only work, but when people do good for other people, that's when we come together and do good, for each other, and that works. Yeah. That works when we have each other's back. But thank you so much to each of both of you for not only taking part in the initiative, but coming to speak to me about it and inspiring us. And hopefully all South Africans would come in and pledge and support you further. Karien, Pat, thank you so much for joining me right